Building on the last two videos, which were about the different types of mass timber framing methods and load-bearing walls, we now have the first of two column-based methods, the post and beam method. The post and beam system is a mass timber framing method that uses large wooden columns, also known as posts, and beams to create a strong structural framework. Let's go over some of the most important factors to highlight the pros and cons of the method. The post and beam system requires a moderate amount of material. While fewer walls are needed compared to load-bearing wall construction, the use of large beams results in a greater material requirement than post and plate construction. This construction method requires skilled labor due to the precision required for assembling the columns and beams. Connections between these elements must also be carefully created and executed on-site to ensure structural stability. Prefabrication can speed up the assembly process, but the relative complexity of the beam and column connections means that post and beam construction is slower compared to the post and plate method. However, it is still much faster than traditional masonry or reinforced concrete systems. Loads in the post and beam system are distributed through point loads at the column locations. While beams help spread the load from the floors and roof above, the system does not provide as uniform a load distribution as load-bearing wall construction. Shear resistance is relatively weak in post and beam structures. Additional bracing or moment-resistant connections are often required to handle lateral forces, unlike load-bearing wall systems, which inherently resist shear forces. One of the primary advantages of post and beam construction is its ability to achieve very long spans. The use of large beams allows for expansive spaces without the need for intermediate supports. Due to the presence of beams running across spaces, ceiling heights in post and beam construction are not uniform. This can create visual and functional challenges, especially in spaces that require consistent ceiling levels or buildings that require specific floor-to-floor heights. Finishing interiors in a post and beam structure is relatively easy, but not as easy in load-bearing wall systems. Exposed beams and columns require careful detailing to ensure aesthetic cohesion and functionality. By eliminating thick, load-bearing walls, the post and beam system maximizes usable floor area. The area occupied by columns is minimal compared to the large spans that beams allow. This method offers high flexibility in floor plan design, as interior walls do not need to be load-bearing. Spaces can therefore be reconfigured more easily than in load-bearing wall systems, making the method suitable for adaptable buildings. There are multiple variants of the post and beam framing method. One variant, the stacked beams variant, involves stacking multiple layers of beams on top of each other to distribute loads efficiently. This enhances the load-bearing capacity, but also increases material use and impacts the floor-to-floor height. Another variant features penetrated beams, which include openings or penetrations created in the beams themselves. This allows one beam to pass through another while still maintaining the overall structural integrity. Careful engineering is essential to ensure that the strength of both beams is not compromised by the penetrations. A third variant uses nested beams, where interlocking or overlapping beam configurations are employed to optimize load distribution and improve structural efficiency, ultimately enhancing the overall stability of the structure. Lastly, hidden beam connections involve concealing beam connections within the structure, providing a cleaner aesthetic while maintaining strength. This technique demands precise construction methods and skilled labor to achieve the desired result. The post and beam method in mass timber construction offers a balance between structural strength, spatial flexibility, and sustainable building practices. While it presents some challenges in terms of ceiling uniformity and material usage, its ability to create open, adaptable spaces makes it a popular choice for various building types, from offices to residential structures. We've now explored the key factors, variants, and real-world applications of the post and beam method. Stay tuned for our upcoming video where we will dive deeper into the post and plate method.
Stay informed, stay inspired. TimberTalk.